Hey, welcome back to Adventures in Beauty. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new Tarte foundation. It's the name, let's see the name. It's the Double Duty Beauty Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation. And I have the color Light Neutral. And thank you, Tarte, for making a light neutral foundation. I don't know how many times I've gone to try out a foundation only to find my only two choices are bright pink or daisy yellow. Okay, so let me show you the texture of this foundation. It's like a lot of the new crop of the gel foundations. It's got a real whipped look to it, and it looks like it would be thick, but then when you go to apply it, it's fairly thin in consistency. So let me just show you. And it doesn't take much. Like this could probably do your whole face. Let me put it on the back of my hand. It's not runny at all, but again, when you go to spread it, it's very thin. This could probably do your whole face. And as far as coverage, it is definitely medium to full and easily full coverage. At the same time, very natural looking, I feel like. Under the product description, Tarte has said that it has biopolymer filling spheres to help smooth the surface of your skin. It also has hyaluronic acid. And this is the first foundation with hyaluronic acid in it that I have felt that actually made a difference. I've got kind of crepey skin right here that's starting to show. This, I feel like, really plumped it up and helped to make a difference and make my skin look smoother. I really did feel too that it actually did moisturize my skin. So I tried this foundation for several days using a couple different methods of application. I tried a beauty blender, a damp beauty blender. And I don't know if it's because it's a gel foundation or I don't know, my beauty blender seemed to kind of eat it, and I haven't really had that problem before. It went on patchy, and then in some places like kind of stood up for my skin. You could really see it. And then like the next day I tried my fingers, and that was okay. You definitely get less coverage with your fingers with this foundation. And it went on a little streaky, but not bad. My favorite though was using a brush, and this is not the brush that they recommend using with it, but it seems to be actually be similar. It's a very full bristled brush. You can see how densely they're packed. This is actually a Tarte brush as well. This was just for another foundation that I purchased. And so I thought I probably don't need the other brush. However, now that I have tried it with a brush, and that was by far the easiest and best looking application, I would probably go back and get the brush because it does have a little scoop on the end, which is more hygienic when you're using a jar foundation. And again, the bristles did look like this one, and I really liked how it applied. So as far as wear time goes, this claims to be a 12-hour foundation across all skin types. And I feel like it is best for combo to dry, I mean definitely like normal and maybe a little bit on the oily side. For me, the weather is getting warmer where I live, and when I started to use this, I could really tell a difference in the dry areas and then in the oilier areas. So I like how this foundation did not break down or kind of go patchy and flaky on the dry areas of my face. My face is super combo, like dry over here around the perimeter, and then through my T-zone is like super oily. So I really have to use a lot of long wear foundations because of that. This one was really complimentary to the drier areas. I feel like through the T-zone though, it definitely got oily fairly quickly. It didn't necessarily slide off my face or anything. It just started to, like the oil came through really quickly. Bonuses, it did not settle into my pores. It definitely minimized the appearance of my pores. As far as the crepiness around my cheekbones in this area when I smile, it definitely minimized that. The hyaluronic acid, I think, actually worked. The lines on my forehead did not settle into the lines on my forehead. It had a dewy finish that was pretty radiant, but it was very, very nice. And when you set with powder, it didn't really look oily or anything. It just looked very, very healthy. The only problem is that through, like right here where I get oily, the smile lines around my mouth, it did settle into those lines. Had it not been for that one issue, this would have been holy grail for me. It's so easy to adjust the coverage. The finish is beautiful, but because that is just such a pet peeve of mine, that if foundations settle into those lines, it makes me notice them more, and that's the last thing I want. However, I am going to, I think, revisit this foundation later on in the year when it gets dry again. I think for me this might be my holy grail winter foundation as opposed to summer. I also had to take a point off for the jar packaging. It's not the most hygienic way to house a foundation and keep everything stable inside, like it has vitamin C, and in a frosted glass jar, that's just not going to stay stable for that long. So in the end, while not holy grail for me, this foundation would probably be a really good one for the winter time for my skin, being so combo. So hope this review helped, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later. Bye.